Hi everyone. Sorry for the little delay here. I actually ended up finishing this game when I was recording. I actually recorded all of chapter 4, but then right when I was recording chapter 5, um, hard space filled up, and unfortunately, chapter 4 never properly processed. So that's why you're not getting my first. This is why I essentially I just replayed the game all the way up to this point. It's okay. So I'll just be playing as usual. All right. That girl's a diamond. She's opening up little by little, even if I don't ask anything. She has more scars than I ever inflicted, yet she deserves none. Her talent comes from there, surely. She says I make her happy, but she keeps crying. It is only on the stage, when her voice and the sound of my piano meet, that I feel I am loving her like a man and not like a desperate soul. When reality strikes back, I feel so powerless. To think I have waited for her all my life, and now I am like under anesthesia, trapped behind these rotten walls I carry around me all the time. My hands are shaking when I touch her skin, because I understood that someone was missing between me and her, something that was there with all the other girls, a cold and sharp splinter of silver. These violent paintings signed by Margaret were hidden here. The owner was very passionate about his books. Let's save here. I love you, Selena. The message was like a desperate scream yelled into the void.
Do you love me?
Alright, so I guess we have to go around. The switch wouldn't do it. I seldom write, but I never stop painting. My vision is larger now that I lost my sight. Even the house is now much clearer in my mind. Its shapes, its furniture, its angles. I don't just see my surroundings as they appear, but as a whole, as a global map my soul embraces at all times. The opposite of things offers infinite wealth. My mind is a dark room where I process images of the world, images which bear a new truth. This is a valuable asset to counter the plans of the old fools from the Vesper Management Board. I can read into them like the mediocre books they are, working with my lawyer to take them out. I am the only heir. William will be next, and this company will be the tool for his ascent. I can see all the hatred he has for me. I can live with that. He is only 11, and he's still afraid of the dark. I don't need his consent to force him towards his destiny. The crates were from Europe, that was all I knew. Painting. I didn't need that. It looks like we... You can see Margaret's back there. After my accident last year, my sight has fallen to a critical threshold. As if he turned his back on me and started walking away, the world is out of my reach. I can't see, but I cried a lot, refusing the obvious. During the day, the world is like a white canvas filled with blurred shapes which disappear as soon as the sun sets, as if they were swallowed by darkness. Using special glasses and my face close to the paper, I can write a little. Using the same tools, I can paint as well. I had electric lights installed in my office in order to keep working, and this hard work triggers awful headaches that only morphine manages to fight off, barely. I think William is trying to take advantage of my weakness to try and escape my reach. He has no compassion. He doesn't love me. He probably never loved me. An ogre devouring a man, yet another evening. One of Selena's shoes. But it belonged to another. According to Dr. Rosenthal, my sight is getting even worse. Only vague differences in lights help me differentiate day from night. Last week, because I was afraid to hurt myself, I had to ask Sarah to help me walk around. I had finally accepted the idea of not painting anymore. But I made that dream about the war in Europe. Bombs were scorching the ground. One of them unearthed my father's body and vaporized it into the sky. He rained on me like black mud, and that made me understand darkness and the earth and myself. It was written all along. When I woke up, I had all the color tubes thrown away, to keep only the black ones. In front of the canvas, which I almost couldn't distinguish, I used my hands around the frame to picture it in my mind. And then I started painting, focusing only on my movements, quick, incisive strokes, drawing new and clear geometries, cast shadows, and I started controlling my world again. I had left William, to his great satisfaction. It was time I resumed working on education. Earlier, one of Mother's shadows sprung in front of me as I was walking past the angle of the rooms. She raised her arm towards me and grasped me. I was holding a candle, and struck by fear, I let it go. The flame was blown out, and as I was stepping back, I saw the thing freeze. She snuffled the darkness and walked away. I will remember this for sure. Night, clad in the same black attire, I become one of them. Okay, no comment for that one. Without a disc, the gramophone would stay silent. I hate this room. But I... There she is. So clearly we have to... What? God, see, I hate this room because she's everywhere. Debussy's Clair de Lune. And as the photos had shown us, that is actually William's first record. Father was on that same bed he has been staying for a year. His skin was like stone, gray and rough. It smelled of death. Or rather, it smelled of madness. His eyes were rolling in his face. He had blood on his hands, but I couldn't figure out where it came from. He was looking at the ceiling, yelling. I yelled at him, telling him to stop. The yells stopped. Father then stared at me with big, empty eyes. He was trembling, and then he started spitting blood. He spat it towards me, on me. The red drops were flying all over the room. Something landed on the floor with a disgusting sound. I didn't dare to check what it was.
Follow me.
I was getting closer to Selena, to whatever this all meant. But time was of the essence. We were not alone, and I could feel the dark woman entering my mind. As she was making progress, I was losing hope I'd make it out alive.
Do you love me?
See, she doesn't kill them all. That's the thing. I hate this. It's happened numerous times last time, and I flippin' hate it. She doesn't kill every single Margaret. There's too many. It's very hard to see. And the instant kill. And by the time typically Margaret makes her presence known, and sometimes it's too late. It's stupid. This is as hard as this game gets. After this, it's really easy. That's all I have to say about that. Fuck. What the hell? What the fuck? How is that fair? What? What? What the hell happened? Seriously. Seriously, that's so fucking stupid. God, this is the worst. This is the worst part of the entire game, I'm telling you. Closing that. It's like not at all fair. I think I read this one. Yeah. Okay.
closer to Selena, to whatever this all meant. But time was of the essence. We were not alone, and I could feel the dark woman entering my mind. As she was making progress, I was losing hope I'd make it out alive.
Fucking hell. This is the stupidest part. Because Selena doesn't help with shit.
Follow me.
I was getting closer to Selena, to whatever this all meant. But time was of the essence. We were not alone, and I could feel the dark woman entering my mind. As she was making progress,
Yeah, good job killing that one.
not alive.
Do you love me?
Only if you do your friggin' job. Which you're really shitty at. Father had just spit his tongue. His mouth was vomiting floods of blood. He started yelling again. I ran to him. I knew it was forbidden, but Winter Cross women are strong. I wanted to put my hand on his mouth, and then he grabbed me. Oh Lord, he grabbed me and squeezed me against him. At first I thought he was afraid, then I felt what was left of his tongue against my breast. My shirt getting wet with blood and saliva, and I saw his eyes. The eyes of a hungry dog. I tried pushing him away. Lord, I swear I tried. He was holding me so tight. His stench was so gross I almost fainted. I had no choice. I hit him. With my fists, with the rings my grandmother gave me. There was a snap and he suddenly let me go. I broke a window pane while backing away. My hands were all red. Mother arrived with the servants. "This thing is not a Winter Cross," I yelled. "I deny it. I curse it. I don't want to see it again until it's dead and rotting." They say it's in the blood, in the kids. I know one thing. When it comes to men, dignity is just a mask placed over filth. Alright, finally we can fucking save. God, that's the worst part in the entire game, I think. Because she doesn't kill every Margaret. There's still plenty of Margarets here. Yeah, we can get rid of this one. I hated wheelchairs, especially in attics. I do apologize if you can hear the little puzzle thing behind me. Not the puzzle, like the announcement. I don't know what it's saying. I don't know. I've heard of these things, but I really don't have any idea what it's saying. And I do it so frequent here. Back when I lived in Tochigi, it didn't happen very often. But here, it's all the flippin' time. I hate it. And I think they even had one come by like noon on Saturday just to wake people up. The next evening we have an argument again. When I begin packing up, Jim pushes me against a wall. I remember the shock. I'll keep the mark of his fingers around my wrists for weeks. After that, he comes back to his senses and prepares a tea, as if he wants to be forgiven. I drink it and I cry. I see my tears drop in the cup and disappear in the dark water. What has happened to us? I suddenly feel very tired. I fall on the ground. I call Jim, but he just stares at me without moving a finger. Just before I pass out, he tells me, "I couldn't let that happen, you understand? I don't want to become a monster. My father was enough." And I lose consciousness. So, Selena's... We read earlier she was pregnant. But here we learn that Jim killed the baby. This is one I missed. It takes me weeks to realize what is about to happen. I am going to be mother. It happened so fast. I want to tell my parents so bad. Jim seems so surprised when he learns the news that he makes me laugh. For me, a child can only be a blessing. But life is not a fairy tale. Jim becomes colder every day. He starts coming back home late. He looks at me with an embarrassed look. He refuses to touch me and often leaves, telling me business is bad and he has to work. About 2 weeks later, he tells me we can't keep the baby, as if it is broken furniture we can throw away. I tell him that maybe we can't, but I can. He refuses. He wants me, but not the child. I cry, I scream, I say I'm leaving, New York is over for me. Those few words are the worst mistake of my life. Fucking hell. God. Trying to see if there's light switches elsewhere. I also missed this one. After what happened this afternoon with Dad, Mother scolded me. She said I ruined her appointment with the deputy and the banker. She said that we would be even poorer than we already were, and it would all be my fault, that I provoked Dad, that I woke him up. I got angry too, saying that after all, Father should be in a hospital. We don't have money for that, she yelled. And I yelled too. Then let's throw him in the ocean and be done with it. She stared at me for a long time without talking. I was shaking. But when she asked me if I realized what I just said, I suddenly felt very calm and answered, "You want to save our family? Then do what has to be done. We have to think about those who will be coming after more than about those we love or about ourselves." Mother looked tired. She left without even wishing me goodbye. Okay, I think I read that weirdly. Fuck. See, there's the grudge one, like, just crawling about. See, there's like a... There's a light there. I don't know where the switch would be. Oh, is this it? Seeing the rope, I choked. Death is contagious. It sucks we can't even analyze the bed, because I feel like there's some other stuff, like, close to there that I missed. Because that's where it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's another light there. No, wait. Yeah, that's the one I just turned on. Okay, let's go in here. Another tiny box. These symbols apparently protected the skylight, which was blocked on the other side. What person would rather look at a graveyard than watch the stars? These sacred butterflies were not the only dead things here. I thought I recognized the statue of Osiris worn by... There's a lot of animal trophies, too. The drawing reminded me of the skylight and its symbols. Cockroaches. Nicholas Flamel recommended their vital juice. Sorcerer's Stone kind of thing. She who receives the light of the sun in order to survive in a never-ending night is like us, but she looks even lonelier when she watches us from her dark seat. Luna, magnificent Mercury, redemptive voice from the void. You are the motherly hand on the child's cheek, the matrix lake where the water of the sun lies. Like a woman, you can be empty or round, and your fecundity is the rhythm of time. Through you are decided the level of the oceans, the success of fishing, the depth of our sleep. You are entitled to blood, for you are blessed among all. You are the spouse that no blood ever defiles. I am your devoted son, or whatever you want me to be. Okay, sometimes it looks like finding this map of the attic happened at the right time. Well, we already, explored the entire area, so who cares? I couldn't do this while holding a match. I think I read that already. This one I missed. Dear Mrs. Walsh, I did all I could to support your application, but our manager is one of those pigs who believe women steal jobs from the men and will allow them to put the country back into shape. I'm so sorry. I know how badly you need a job. At least you won't have to deal with this ugly hound who thinks himself a leader. Men like him are precisely the reason why all of this is happening. The world came to be thanks to people of both genders, and it will be saved the same way. God bless you. I will come and visit you. Linda Cuevas. I'm dictating this message to Sarah. Something awful happened to me today. I was painting in the garden, shielded from the sun by an umbrella, when I had one of these blanks. When I came back to my senses, I was looking straight at the sun, eyes wide open. The burning, like a fire dagger, stuck deep into my orbits. How long did I stay like that? Sarah says I got sunburned. I don't think this is the whole story, but I can't ignore the pain. This means I stayed there for quite a few minutes looking at the sun. Will I end up blind? I can only make out the shapes of objects and I have a hard time. Dr. Rosenthal will come tomorrow. I need darkness. So I think that's part of why she's always showing up in the dark is due to the blindness. The pain was concealing a window and as such, the light. Alright. When the wooden floor is too noisy, it always has something to... The key said cellar. It was time to descend to the underworld. Come on, dude. Selena.
Seeing Selena flee strengthened my belief something darker was closing in. A wolf hidden amongst men. It felt like finding a lost love, but being on the brink of losing it again. I had to be quick.
We're close to the end of the chapter, so... Oh no, Selena!
Selena fled men, just like William, the so-called Black Lake Wolf, had fled his mother. The real wolf was in the blood. It was the night of the world. Its fangs, sunken deep in the flesh of America, had poisoned us all long ago.
You don't need two hands to pick up a phone, dude.
Hello? Who are you?
Hear me. Need help.
No. No, it can't be. No!
You don't have a discussion with yourself every day. At least, not on the phone. The world had folded back on itself like a piece of paper. I didn't want to know more. The harm was already done.
So I was phone! So I guess he is actually dead. She's still here? My God. Run, dude!
I could smell from here the scent of murder and madness which emanated from below. Selena's story was one of light, trying to survive in the night of a nation long corrupted by darkness. I have to admit it. I was afraid of what I would find at the end of that path.
End of chapter 4.